Minecraft breakfast.
Back when I was a kid, like others, I played a bunch of games on a website called Newgrounds. Newgrounds is essentially every kid's introduction to shitposting. You could find almost anything, from games about throwing rocks at shit, to farting on girls. This is even the first website that I saw Salad Fingers, which at the time was one of the most fucked up things I ever came across.
I like rusty spoons.
It was a weird place, but nobody really seemed to bat an eye. What makes me laugh now, though, is thinking back on one game that I played the most. That game was Pico's School. So, that game came out in '99. I was likely 13, 14 when I found out about it. My buddy and I played it quite a few times, laughing about how gory and brutal it was. The game was obviously in reference to Columbine shooting, which took place in the same year. Pico's character became a staple of Newgrounds for a while, with other similar games created around him, and yet I can't find a single report bitching about it. Surely this had to have pulled some triggers of people, right? I mean, look at this shit. Now, since I was a kid, many shootings have happened at schools throughout the states. One of the main excuses for why this might be happening has always been violent video games.
Violent video games have encouraged the killing of innocent people for sport.
The killer in Florida, he spent 15 hours a day on violent video games. The most all-consuming, all-pervasive thing in this guy's life are these violent video games.
They say that the connection between game violence and aggression is as strong as the medical association between cigarette smoking and lung cancer.
It's a bullshit argument that's been going on for decades. In 2017, the APA even stated that insufficient research has examined whether video game use causes lethal violence. Yesterday, I came across a petition for Valve to remove a game depicting a school shooting. The game is called Active Shooter, and you have a choice of either playing a student shooter or a SWAT member. The petition itself already had over 170,000 signatures before I even saw it. I got halfway through this shit before I started laughing my ass off. The company has taken the stand that this game is legal because of free speech and everything else that tech billionaires hide behind when they are doing something the public knows is absolutely morally corrupt but legally fine. Tech billionaires. Tech fucking billionaires. Can you believe this shit? Look at this fucking game. Who the fuck looks at this and thinks, holy shit, these assholes must be billionaires? Some of the concerns were about the sensitivity towards families and survivors of school shootings. Yeah, sure. If you went through such a horrible event, then maybe this game isn't a great idea for you. Though, I still stand behind the idea of if you don't like something on the screen, then turn it off. But when opportunity comes knocking, the media shoots off the same old shit. This screen for the Washington Post report on the game kills me. Critics say violent games like Active Shooter might teach, train, or inspire the next school shooting. Might. Driving those little red kid cars might lead to street racing. Building model cars might lead to building pipe bombs. Drinking too much water might lead to a piss fetish. And critics. A lot of fucking good they are. I wanted to know more about this game because holy shit did it make me interested. Unfortunately, when I tried to look up the Steam page, I was already too late. It had already been nuked. This really isn't a big deal though, because I can almost guarantee you there will be a free download link in the next week or two somewhere on the web. What's really ironic though is if the media hadn't gotten information about this game, it would have just sank to the pit that is Steam indie games. I doubt that many people would have noticed it, but now that everyone had to open their mouths and be the next internet hero, I bet a hell of a lot more people are going to be grabbing that MediaFire link, checking it out. Oh, and people that thought this game was horribly offensive, just wait. Now that Steam Direct is a thing, you can expect a ton more of these kinds of things to pop out. Who knows, maybe Steam will host a new first-person version of Pico's School to train and manipulate the next generation of little psychopaths.